Okay, so you can use any method to solve this inequality. I'll take you through the graphing method, and then we can go through the algebraic method. So the graphing method just requires that you graph that parabola. So we're going to graph the parabola, y equals x squared minus 3x minus 10. So you can use Desmos to do this. Go ahead and graph it and come back and check your graph. So your graph looks like the one below. Now we have our boundary points. So what I can do with that is create my number line with my boundary points. So we'll do that. All right, so our number line will look like this. And we know what our boundary points are going to be, right? Our boundary points are just the x values or the x-intercepts for that graph. So they're going to be at -2 and 5. Now, if we go back to the original inequality, and that's important that we always go back to the original inequality, I see that my symbol here is greater than or equal to. Because it's greater than or equal to, I need to make sure that whatever I put on the boundary points, it has to be closed circle. So I'm going to put a closed circle at -2 and then a closed circle at 5. And then it separates my number line into my 3 regions. Sometimes there will be more than 3 regions. Sometimes there might be just 2 regions. But we have 3 regions here. Now, before I go testing values here, I want to go back up to the top, and I'm going to try to solve by using the other method, so the algebraic method. So the algebraic method says take the inequality, x squared minus 3x minus 10 is greater than or equal to 0, and just think of it as an equation. So x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals 0. And solve that equation by factoring. Okay, so we get x minus 5, x plus 2. Set each of those factors equal to 0, and then you get your 2 boundary points. Okay, so no matter how we do this, we should be able to get the same 2 boundary points. Now, once you have those, we need to go ahead and do some testing. So I have region 1. Maybe I'll pick x equals something less than -2, x equals 1. I have region 2. I'm going to pick something in between -2 and 5, so I'm going to pick x equals 0. And then I have region 3. I'm going to pick something bigger than 5, so I'm going to pick x equals 6. Now, the key to this, guys, is not to forget that we have to go back and plug all of these values back into our original inequality, which is x squared minus 3x minus 10 is greater than or equal to 0. So I'm going to pause the video here and let you guys test each region, come back, and compare your answers. All right, so take a minute, and if you need to pause the video to really look more closely at the answers, this is what you should have gotten: everything less than -2 and greater than 5. Now, we didn't do this in the previous video, but I want to take a moment here and write our solutions also as interval notation. So we would say everything from -infinity to -2, as well as everything from 5, and I apologize, I want to include -2 and 5. So let me make those brackets and not parentheses. And then everything from 5 to infinity. So we could write our solution as, use a number line, and also write it as an interval notation. So that would be our algebraic representation.